Oh, it's such a good intro tune, right, boys and girls? Hi, I'm Spikes. Good morning, and welcome to another self-taught Japanese in Rosetta Stone 3. Once again, apologies for missing yesterday's stream. I got inundated with work. The car had its MOT and it failed, and the day just got away from me, and I ended up not being able to stream, unfortunately. But hopefully making up with that today. Um, and here you can see we'll be in the pronunciation module here of core lesson 3 and beyond as we head towards the core lesson 4 stuff. So hopefully today will be a bit of an easier, smoother day. Hopefully we will find that the material that's in these modules will be, again, a bit of an upgrade to what we were doing in the lesson 2 stuff, but hopefully a little more challenging, because some of the stuff that I had before was getting a little easier to contend with. But like I mentioned in that video, obviously we got things like the recall of memory, the prior structure learning of the Japanese language and such. All of that has all been helpful in making sure that I can understand the language, and that the program and the material is working. Sorry for also getting set up. It's been a hectic morning. Daughter has been up since 4 a.m, so everyone in the house is a little tired. Anyway, let's crack on with the pronunciation. Let's get this microphone stuff set up. As always, before we begin, make sure if you've got one or you haven't, you start making one. An outside reference sheet of, this is mine, of the alphabetized hiragana alphabet. And I've also got my reference sheet with my numbers on it, and the tenses, or main tenses anyway, examples of. And then obviously I also have my days of the week, some seasons and phrases here. Smelly, it's good. Taste bad, delicious. A couple of examples: day, week, month, year. Another example and explanation here of what's going on. And then down here, yori and hodo for the positive and negative in a sentence. So we've got those on the board. Let's just get rid of that stuff off my phone. And it's 10 o'clock. Let's get this set up. Let's begin. Ichi ni san yon go. There we go. Microphone set up. So let's see what the pronunciation module stuff has to offer. Chuck it.
プラスチック、プ、
プ、
プ、ラ、
ラ、
ラ、ス、
ス、
ス、チ、
チ、
チック、
ク、
ク、プラスチック、
プラスチック。
プラスチック。
Ah, here I have some more katakana to write. So let's just get the next ones in. So it's put. Then I'm on. Have I got ra? I think I got ra. Yeah, we got ra. We got su directly below su. We got chi. We got cho. We got chi. I don't have chi. Ooh, we get to write in chi. So it's this. So it's like yeah, and then that. Smiley face. So that's chi. Ku. I'm pretty sure I've got ku, 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 ku. Yep, just above it. Chiku. Cool. So let's go to slide 2. Now that I've written those
コ
down.
イン、コ、
Ko,
コ、イ、
i,
イ、ん、
mm.
ん、コイン、
Coin.
coin,
This is another one where I'm going to grab these. So we got this, and this is ko. I don't have E as a singular. Oh, I already have ko. Oh, that's silly. That's all right. It's going to be getting rewritten. Let's do E. Like that. And then have we got N? I don't think I've got N as a singular. So no. We got Ni. You do. Oh, we have got N. Cool. Sweet. So let's go to the third slide. This is going to be quite
クレジ
simple.
ットカード、く、
Ku,
く、れ、
re,
れ、じ、
ji,
じ、と、
to,
と、か、
ka,
カード、
do,
ド、クレジットカード、
credito cardo.
クレジットカード、
Nice. Right. So I'm just trying to find if I've got to in the katakana. I don't think I have. No, I've got dot though. So I'm going to add it to this one and go, it's top, dot, ko, pot, ro. Yeah, okay. These are also, by the way, the pronunciation and the writing are the pictorial slides and exercises that are in these videos that I would highly recommend. This is where you use, anytime you see these particular cards where you've got the English phonetic on the top and then the katakana or the hiragana underneath, this is where I recommend you write out your alphabet sheets and distinguish between the two. It's good practice to distinguish between the two different alphabets because there are slightly different forms. Katakana is a fair bit more angular, and it is very separate too from hiragana. Hiragana is very flowing in the brushstrokes because again it's based on Chinese. Then the katakana is an angular, more katakana is more with foreign words and names. Hence why here we have credit card, and it is quite anglicized in Japanese. So hiragana is your basic phonetic characters that are used for native Japanese words and their grammar. The katakana is used for foreign words and names. And kanji itself are the Chinese characters that were representative of the meaning. So in these particular slides, you can see how a word is then made up to be spelt with this system. Which in previous videos, particularly in the Unit 2 through 3 stuff, my recognition through this method of identifying the separate phonetic characters to what the English is made it easier, as you would see in those videos, for me to be able to identify in the Japanese when I had it in hiragana where the breaks in structure and sentence were, how to build the sentence or the word. For example, imas appears quite a lot in those earlier videos, and it's very easy to see which 3 characters that is in a sentence, which gave me a point marker. It's the same as in English looking for the and is to when it comes, or the when it comes to like word searches, anagrams, and all that sort of thing when it comes to puzzles. Which if you've got a form of cipher, which learning languages kind of is, it's easier to identify the easy bits first because then that gives you certain letters that you can use elsewhere. Which is what I was doing a basic form of to identify sentence and word structure early on in these videos. using this method where I could identify what the symbol was, and then when I'd see it the next time, I knew it was that sound, and as a result, I could identify what the word was trying to say before having it in this version where it's then English, right? That actually made it a lot easier to understand and write out the first version of this particular alphabet, which has then allowed me to understand the language much faster because I can break it up into the little chunks easier, because I can identify and read some of what those are because I'm now recognizing them in the individual sense. So just a method and form to think about, where seeing these, this is where I'd say, right, pause for a couple of minutes and just get these down. Then you've got the meanings, you've got the writing, you've got the explanation. It's in your own hands. You're also practicing the writing of katakana or the hiragana, which is putting you in practice to, again, it commits to memory what you're putting on the paper, because you are having to physically take what you're seeing from the screen, remember that's what it is on the screen, to then write it on a piece of paper. So it's a form of aid to memory, and it helps. Let's go slide forward. Let's see what we've got.
カメラ、か、
Ka,
か、め、
me, me,
め、ら、
ra,
ら、カメラ、
camera.
カメラ、
Right, let's just get me. And then we've got the other two. Let's go slide 5. Get halfway through.
ワンピース、は、
Wa,
は、ん、
mm,
ん、ピー、
he,
ピー、す、
su,
す、ワンピース、
one piece.
ワンピース、
Let's get the P. There's P. I haven't got P, so this is going to be, it's a T. Now I can get a T. There's a curling up middle section to degree with a dash. There we go, and that's P. Double P, P double I, sorry. We've got the other two. Let's go slide 6. Let's go.
ドレス、ど、
Do,
ど、れ、
re,
れ、す、
su,
す、ドレス、
doresu. So that's going to be a dress,
Doresu.
surely. That's what that means. So let's go slide 7.
コンピューター、こ、
Ko,
こ、ん、
n,
ん、ピュー、
pew,
ピュー、タ
ta,
ー、ター、コンピュータ
computer.
ー、コンピュータ
Lovely stuff. Oh, have I got tar? Have I got tar? I've got sir. No, I don't have tar. Let's give tar. Draw it. Go. Yeah, do that straight piece first. And into that. And into that. That makes more sense. Bridge. Tar. There we go. Let's go slowly.
ー、ノートパソコン、ノ
No.
ー、ノート、
To.
と、パ、
Pa.
パ、ソ、
So.
ソ、コ、
Ko.
コ、ん、
Mm.
ん、ノートパソコン、
Noto pasocon.
ノートパソコン、
So that's laptop then. Let's go slide 9.
ベッド、ベッ、
Bed. dot,
ベッド
dot.
ド
So
ベ
we
ッ
have
ド
bed dot.
ベッド
Let's do bed and get this right. So bed and dot. I already have. Is at the bottom and bed dot. I want to know what turns it into a double D. Yeah, maybe they're just double D because that's just how it.
ペンペ
Pet. Pet.
ペン
Mm.
うんペン
Pen.
ペン
Pet. Lovely stuff. Let's get back to the home screen. So now we've got that module done. Sorry for the day's gap. Let's go to the second pronunciation, another 10 slides.
コンサー
The
ト
stuff we've already
こ
done. Co.
こん
N.
んさあ
Sa.
さあと
To.
とコンサート
Concerto.
コンサート
Lovely. So yeah, this katakana I've already got down. I think it was it the start of Unit 4? No, it might have been the end of Unit 3. I think I started getting katakana down. And grabbed my first set. And this is obviously giving me a bit more.
サッカーさ
A bit more
Sa-
complicated stuff.
か
Car.
かサッカ
Saka.
ーサッカ
Beautiful. I hope everyone's got these down. Pausing
ー
really
ゴル
helps.
フゴ
Go.
ゴル
Ru.
ルフ
Hu. Hu.
フゴルフ
Gorufu. Gorufu.
ゴルフ
Just a quick thing. You can just hear in that particular slide, the lady, if you listen carefully, is saying "hu," as in "hu," but with a forced "h," which makes it sound very close to "fu." However, this program, despite being quite strict, wants you to say "fu" with a hard F, and not "goruhu," where you're pushing the air out of your teeth for the H sound, and doing it in a tight enough way that makes it come past as a "fu" in sounds. Goruhu. Yeah. But no, apparently it doesn't want me to do that. I'm going to need to redo that because it's going to say it's right. Oh my, never mind. I will move on.
テニス手
Eh.
手に
Ni.
にす
Su.
すテニス
Tennis.
テニス
Cool. We like it. We like these a lot. This is a much simpler set of katakana, as you can tell. It's what, 3 strokes, 2 strokes, 2 strokes.
ジュースジュー
Ju.
ジュース
Su.
すジュース
Juice.
ジュース
Oh, I see it's important to hear that "su" gets shortened to "s" a lot of the time. It's kind of like how our magic E or our I's work here in English, where, like you say, you take believe, relieve, etc., where it's the I before E, except after C trick, except that sort of no longer stands because there's actually more the other way around. In any case, the pronunciation, or another example would be taking rough, tough, etc., where GH is a F sound. it gets softened by the double vowel in the middle. The double vowels in the middle for Japanese are things like s, where they get truncated in words like imas, des. It acts like how magic E would do in English, where it becomes, the second part of it becomes almost silent because it's actually modifying what's happening prior to it in some form. Which, from what I can understand thus far, and this is my first foray into this, it seems to modify how the cadence of the phonetic is said, and in my experience, whether it rises or falls. If it initially rises, it changes it to a fall. If it initially falls, it changes it to a rise. At least that's what my pattern recognition has come to notice so far in this program, and it might be 50-50. But when I picked up on it, that seems to be what's happening. Don't take that as a golden given. I need to research a little bit more about that. But from what I've just noticed in the material that's come ahead in this program, it would seem that that's how su behaves, whether it's in des, imas. It seems to be quite an important phonetic that gets used in Japanese. It seems to bind a lot of their stuff together, and makes some pronunciation smoother, more fluid, silent. It rolls, makes it more rounded and softer. So just something to keep in mind. Again, in the material, you guys have probably, and girls have probably noticed this happening, particularly when it comes to certain pronunciations where I've done some of these exercises, and imas tends to be the word, or des tends to be the word that has not quite been, like, you've seen me say it, and it doesn't get recognized or marked in the blocks that are in the gray text boxes that come up and light up, get lightened to white, and the words that don't get picked up immediately grayed out or stay grayed out. And it's usually why you'll have seen me elongate the S's, the Su's with and so just trying to sound a little bit like a snake, purely because in English that seems to set off and trigger the or bypass the strictness of pronunciation that this program is looking for. I'm guessing because it then has that heightened either raised inflection or lowered inflection on the phonetic through the cadence, so that it can be recognized as me saying sit properly. So just something to keep in mind. Let's go slide 6.
ドル、ド、
Do,
ド、ル、
ru,
ル、ドル、
doru.
ドル、
Yeah, that one's a nice easy one too. Let's go to slide 7, see what we have.
ユーロ、ユー、
You,
ユーロ、
ro,
ロ、ユーロ、
euro.
ユーロ、
We like this. It's going well. It's not been a bad day so far.
ポンド、ポ、
Pot,
ポ、ん、
n,
ん、ド、
do,
ド、ポンド、
pondo.
ポンド、
Moment silence for the insanely old Back to the Future style picture there of some old British pound notes, the 5 and the 10, back before they were plastic, nylon pieces of rubbish. I get that it's to stop counterfeiters, but I mean, come on, that fibrous cotton-like paper, miss it, man. I miss it. Our notes were beautiful, and they were smaller. It's just, I don't know. Great money. Anyway, let's go slide 9. We're only 2 away from the
ピ
end.
ンク、ピ、
Hit,
ピ、ん、
n,
ん、く、
ku,
く、ピンク、
pink,
ピンク、
Awesome stuff. Another easy one right there. Give me a minute to get down the pause for these. Katakana, and then we'll go slide 10. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
オレンジ、お、
O,
お、れ、
re,
れ、ん、
n,
ん、じ、
g.
じ、オレンジ、
Orange.
オレンジ。
Fantastic. And that's our lesson 2 pronunciation repeat completed in the lesson 3 unit section there. And then we have it. That's the video that was supposed to come yesterday. Today, if I get a chance later, I will do the other video. Otherwise, this is now the trajectory we're on. This is Wednesdays, then we've got Thursdays, and we've got Fridays for the grammar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I might leave it like this and just crack on and into next week. Next week we finish on Friday on the review. We'll see how it goes. Again, my apologies for missing yesterday due to the issues in real life. Again, family and keeping my car on the road is more important, especially living out in the sticks here in the countryside in a tiny little village here in the UK. So my apologies for saying in the video before that I was going to be daily this week, and then immediately it's not happened. These things do happen. This will change when we're all moved and things become a little bit more stable. Also, they'll be a little bit more stable when the girl goes back to school. Obviously, with it being half term, Easter half term holidays, she's around a lot. So obviously, my time gets taken up during the day looking after her because that's my job. Yeah, it makes it a little difficult sometimes to find the time to have her sat doing what she needs to be doing for some entertainment, so that I can crack on with this, unless obviously I'm getting a babysitter. So yes, obviously that makes things a little bit difficult, but I am trying my best to work around it. If I'm a little bit later than planned, or I end up doing an evening one, then obviously perhaps I'll be able to get these out, but it really does depend on sleep patterns. They need to be silent and quiet, etc., because she does stir quite easily. Being autistic, it can be sometimes a challenge to get her down to sleep, and then a challenge to keep her asleep, depending on the stimulus around her. Most of the time she's all right, but I've noticed that she's got to that age now where she's starting to be woken up by nightmares and stuff, and she comes into me late at night and what have you for snuggles and to get back to sleep. So there's challenges here. However, stick with me. It's not on purpose. So I do appreciate those who do like, follow, share, and subscribe. Those who do get the notifications and come join me in the live stream. Ben, I know it's you. So shout out to Banubis TV for listening in or watching in and doing whatever it is the man is doing, waking up, tidying up, setting about the day. I love you for it, bro. It means a lot to me. Just keep the old numbers and the timer ticking up. For those who missed the live streams, obviously these videos get uploaded to YouTube, where, again, I hope that you can accept my apologies there and you keep liking, following, sharing, subscribing on YouTube. It's great that I have a little bit of a following, and there are some people who are actually using these videos to enlighten themselves on the Japanese language, watch me bumble my way through the material, but at least also hopefully giving you some material to utilize in your own time to teach yourself in a casual manner, much like I have been. My whole point is to show that casually you can teach yourself and learn a language by yourself with just a tool that helps you learn it in a way that suits you. And with Rosetta Stone 3, obviously this is an incredibly old program, 2008 through 2010, this iteration is. I know I got it when I was at university, which makes it even older because I was at university 2006 through 2008, 2009. So yes, I know that it's an incredibly old program when I purchased it and started using it, and I never got around to completing it the first time. I don't even think I got past Unit 1, to be honest. So the fact that I'm here 17 years later, and we're getting towards halfway through, just crossed over the halfway point of Unit 4 on Disc 1, on the Level 1 stuff. And I would say that my casual understanding and learning of Japanese in these videos has been, not exemplary, but it's been pretty high tier for someone who is casually teaching themselves a brand new language, especially at my age where neuroplasticity gets called into question and such like. So, like, follow, share, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me to show some support. For those that already do, obviously, thank you very much for following me. I very much humbly accept your follow, your viewership, and I hope that I can keep a high enough standard here for you all to enjoy. Please come back and watch. Tell your friends, tell your family, anyone who's interested in learning Japanese on their own terms, under their own pace. Show them these videos. I know they can be a little bit on the long form side. However, that's what the pause and rewind, fast forward buttons are for. You can pause any exercise. You can join me on any exercise. You can listen to my comments or not. It's entirely up to you how you digest this material. I'm just documenting my journey and teaching myself very casually in just these streams and in just these videos. I don't do a hell of a lot offline. Even though I have resources, I do look at them occasionally. I do refresh myself, sometimes after a stream, sometimes before, just not all the time. And thus far, seems to be working. I can identify my own weaknesses, which obviously, as I've mentioned before, I know is my speaking with other people, just to pull sentences out of thin air. But the understanding is there, the recognition is there, the memory recall is, for the most part, there. And again, I've learned so much about the language. Some things I already knew, other things completely brand new and fresh. So clearly this method that I've engaged for myself, teaching myself, works. If you have your own teaching method but can apply these videos and material to that method, then do so. I highly recommend it. Especially if, again, you can't afford subscriptions or outright purchasing of an app, or you don't get on with some of the apps out there, like your Duolingos or your translators and so on and so forth, and you actually want to learn the language from material sources, or if you can't afford lessons, can't afford to see a teacher, or you don't get offered Japanese as an option in an educational institution, then this is probably for you. As a result, like, follow, share, and subscribe. You can find these channels twitch.tv/xofficina and youtube.com/xofficina, both on those links, and they both link to each other. So if you find me on one, you can find me on the other site, and vice versa. All comments you want to make them on the relevant videos in the comment section down below. Failing that, you can always use the invite link to Discord. My Discord server is free. Join on there and we can get to talking, get to chatting, share ideas, give me some suggestions, any criticism, feedback, anything you'd like to see. Primarily, I would like that to be my community where I can talk to you guys, because it is the easiest way to direct message me, unless you're direct messaging me in the stream chat, which happens very rarely. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. It is a catch up of yesterday's that I didn't get round to doing. I apologize. So this is the 8th of April video of the pronunciation lessons in core lesson 3 of unit 4, which is, as far as I'm aware, the last unit of level 1 here in the Japanese level 1 stuff in Rosetta Stone 3. That's all from me now. I'm going to go take my daughter out. So, as always, I'm going to love and leave you. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay safe, keep safe, stay sane, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.